All right, hello Patriots. Today is August 13th and we're here to read Grievance number 88 and we are representing New California for Santa Barbara County.
Grievance 81.
Oh, righty, Grievance 81. There's 95 of them, okay? And we're getting closer every week.
81 today.
81 today. Yes. All right. And so this is Ray Cloud, and he is the senator for Santa Barbara County, and I am the chair for Santa Barbara County. And these are our friends,
Yay!
all from Santa Barbara County. All righty. We're going to start
With a prayer.
with a prayer.
Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for the opportunity to live here in the country that's been developed. We believe in your divine providence, and we ask your blessing also on our event here today, and in exercising the rights that we have, and bringing forth these grievances. And we ask you to open ears and hearts to hear the message that we have, and that you would bless our proceedings. In Jesus' name.
And we're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're about ready to read our grievance. This is a notice to all Californians. Grievance number 81, August 13th, 2019. This refers to something that happened yesterday, just yesterday, recent history. New California is a new state in development, exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Sections 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. The New California Declaration of Independence of January 2015-2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority, and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right and it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Our security, their security, your security, and all of our children's security. The preamble to the New California State Constitution states, we, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. That's what we're doing here today. The counties of New California bring forward 95 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. in some parts of the state. We do ours at 1 o'clock here in the city of Santa Maria, in front of City Hall, and there are other areas that do them at 4 o'clock.
Pastor Robles does it at 4.
Pastor Robles does it at 4.
For San Luis Obispo County.
And there's more information available at newcaliforniastate.com, which is the main web page, and then there is
newcacentralcoast.com, and that is our Central Coast website, which gives you our local events and grievance times.
right, and there are also corresponding Facebook pages to go with those. Okay. Grievance 81. Declaration of Grievance and Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance. Let's stop right here like I always do. Republican form of governance is a small r. It has nothing to do with the Republican or the Democratic Party. It means a representative form of government. Okay. Fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly, willingly, and knowingly defies federal law. California state government is in direct violation of the following: the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4, the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, and on application of the legislature or of the executive, when the legislature cannot be convened, against domestic violence. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. This brings us to the order of the day. Order of the day is open lawlessness in California. It's been fostered by regulations and laws that it's just obvious. Letting criminals go and out on early release, it's getting absurd. California's monoparty political machine, its socialist governor, along with communist state legislators, socialist elected officials, agencies, and unelected regional governance boards are colluding to create a communist California state in direct violation of both Article 4, Section 4, Article 6, and the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. That's a pretty strong claim right there. Go look it up. Look up the representatives, assembly people in our legislature in California with ties to the Democratic Socialists of America and also the Communist Party. It's readily available. Okay, so what happened just yesterday? A California Highway Patrol officer is dead, and 2 other CHP officers were wounded before fatally shooting a suspect in a gun battle in Riverside Monday, August 12, 2019, yesterday. The suspect was driving a pickup when a lone CHP officer pulled him over. Police are investigating why the man was stopped in the first place, but the officer determined he needed to impound the truck. The officer had called for a tow truck and was filling out paperwork when the man went back into his pickup, pulled out a rifle. The driver opened fire on the officer and struck him, but the officer was still able to radio for backup. Now, who in their right mind or with respect for the law would do something like that? Lawlessness. The gunman immediately engaged 2 other officers who were both struck. This must have been his backup. The gun battle continued between a 4th CHP officer and about 4 other law enforcement officials until the suspect was fatally wounded. The man died at the scene. The Riverside police chief described it as a long and horrific gun battle. The Socialist California governor stated, "Our hearts ache over the tragic loss. Our deepest condolences to the officers' family, friends, and fellow officers who are grieving tonight." The reality check for the California Communist State Legislature and the Socialist governor is that the level of ever-increasing violence in the state is of their own design, which I just referred to at the beginning. By legislating new laws, regulations, and changing the California Constitution, they've encouraged lawlessness and pandering to criminal cartels over the last 20 years. They've created a society where violence is rife. Now, this openly fostered an attitude of disrespect for our laws. California's communist state legislature and the socialist governor have been sowing the seeds of their downfall. Now their seeds planted amongst United States citizens living in California are growing and reaching fruition. California's trajectory towards totalitarianism is now being revealed. The race is now on not just to save California as a member state in the Union of States known as the United States of America, but the race is on to save the United States of America and the 50 states that form the Union of States itself. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor, and the mono-party system, along with local elected officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the United States Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 is a United States federal law that governs the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of secession. Therefore, the California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor has usurped power, has created a reign of terror on the United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America and thus destroy the very Union of States which secures our liberty and our freedom. It's intolerable. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the state and citizens of the United States living in California. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 to end the tyranny being foisted upon United States citizens living in California State. This concludes this grievance. Anything to add, Tim?
Well, as you know, this happened yesterday, and it's very fresh on our minds. We wear our yellow vest here to support our law enforcement and to protest what California is doing against the law enforcement. That's why we wear our yellow vest.
Yep.
So please come out and join us. Our prayers with all those families who were tragically hit yesterday, the officers that died and their families. And we just ask, Father God, that you would just be with them and comfort them during this very difficult time. And I ask you all who are watching us on Facebook to please, one way people ask, how can we help you? How can we support you? Well, you can come out here and be come a body. Can you make it one day a week or even once a month can you spare 20 minutes? That's all it takes. We just film this and then we're done. And some of us even go out to lunch afterwards. So there you go. You can even have a good time.
Oh, so, there's always send money.
Oh, and you can always donate. We have a donate button right on our Facebook page. And speaking of donations, we are looking for donations to buy items for our raffle that we'll be having at our first fundraiser next a week from Friday, which is going to be at the pavilion at the lake with Trevor Loudon and Loudon
Trevor Loudon
and Paul Presley. And please check it out on our Facebook page. You can go look at the YouTubes from Trevor. He wrote the book, The Enemies Within. He's a very high-profile person. We're very blessed to have him come.
It's going to be good.
And it's going to be awesome. And if you want a VIP ticket, those are selling really fast, and those are $50 each. And you can meet and greet with Trevor an hour before the program and have special seating. And that includes dinner and a beer, a glass of wine if you want, and appetizers. So, anyone have any last words?
Thank you
as
for
I
joining
turn
us.
this off? Buddy?
Hey.
No? Okay, well, we just say bless you all. Have a very blessed day. And we'll see you next Tuesday, 1 o'clock in front of Santa Maria City Hall, facing Broadway and Cook Street. God bless.